Banky special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man. My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts. Shout out to everybody out there on Team Banky Pound, man. I appreciate the love. Boom, 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 boom. Appreciate the support. We out here, man. 33 years of prison stories. We out here. Shout out to everybody who support me, everybody who rock with me, everybody who's with this movement. Tell a friend to tell a friend, man. We on the road to 100K. Let's get there as soon as possible. You know, when we get to 100K, man, we receive some type of plaque or something from YouTube, man. We gonna celebrate that, man, and we might end up having a meet and greet or something just to celebrate this positive movement, man. So y'all tell a friend and tell a friend. Let's get to that 100K. Man, today I want to talk about a topic right fast about these nurses, man. These nurses in the penitentiary. Man, these nurses in the penitentiary, that is a crazy dynamic right there, man. Because a lot of these nurses, they come in there to work in the penitentiary, man. They know where they're coming to work at. They know what type of environment they're going to be in. And I don't know, man. It feels like a lot of them come there, and I've known some that come there, and they would tell you they come there to find their soulmate, to find their man, to, you know, to connect with somebody. And I can't categorize all of them. Some of them probably come there just because that's their job and that's their profession. But I'm gonna tell you right now, that is like in the penitentiary, especially in all the prisons I've been in, I have never been on an institution. Never been on an institution where there was not one, but several dudes that got caught up with a nurse. Never, ever since I've been locked up. So it's always dudes angling to get at a nurse, angling to talk to a nurse. They try to get a job in the medical department so they can be around the nurses. They you know, because they feel like, you know, the more opportunities that you got, if you're around them, you can talk to them. And if you can talk to them, they feel like they can, you know, cut into them. They can get them. The nurses know this. They have to know this. You know what I'm saying? It has to be part of their training. But nevertheless, no matter what institution you go on, you're going to always find somebody, he going to get caught up messing with a nurse. So, you know, and then you got the nurses that come in there, and this is a grown man penitentiary, right? And I think the qualifications for being a nurse there, besides being certified, is you only have to be over 18. I've been on compounds with nurses that they had nurses, it was 19, 20, 21 years old, you know, and nice looking, you know, nice bodies and everything. And those dudes are laser focused on them nurses, man. You might have 10, 15, 20 dudes plotting on one nurse, you know, scheming at one nurse. You know, dudes go get on medication just so they can go over there to talk to the nurse. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. It is crazy. But, you know, over the years, I've known many dudes, man, that got, you know, like I say, caught up with the nurses. I know many dudes who got in relationship with the nurses. And the nurse got some type of power, you know, because if you on medication, they can get you over there at certain times. They can, you know, call you out your cell. They can send word to send such and such over to medical. And right, and then when they get you over to medical, they can isolate you. They can get you by yourself, saying they, you know, checking your vitals or whatever, and you in there alone with the nurse. So you have ample opportunity to get to the nurse. You know what I'm saying? If the nurse like you and if y'all on that type of time. I know dudes that got locked up for writing nurses notes. We call them in prison, we call them a kite. They write a nurse a kite, you know, expressing their feelings, expressing what they want to do. I want to get to know you, this, that, and the third. Now, depending on who the nurse is, she can either accept it or reject it. If she accepted, you cool. If she rejected, you going to jail. You know what I'm saying? Off the rip, you going to jail that day. You know, if she go turn that note in, you out of there. You know what I'm saying? I remember I had this crazy celly, man. I can't remember his name, but that was the one I told you was doing some foolishness in the cell, and I ended up having to and get him on up out the cell. But he was obsessed with this nurse, man. I mean, he was totally obsessed with this nurse. He had been locked up 3-4 times for trying to get at this nurse on different institutions. Wherever this nurse got transferred to, that's where he was trying to get transferred to. Wherever she was, he was trying to get there. And it just so happened he ended up, you know, on the compound with me and in the cell with me, and the nurse was there. But she was on the previous compound he was on, and he was there too, stalking her. He was just obsessed with her. He had a thing about her. And she would get him locked up. She was scared of him. She felt like he was a stalker. She had no interest in him, but you couldn't convince him. He just was locked in on her. And he used to write her notes. You know, one time I think he got some flowers sent to her from off the street. She turned them in. He got locked up. You know, she write him notes. He write her notes. She turned him in. He get locked up. He get on medication so he could go over there just to speak to her, just to look at her, just to see her. Man, it was insane, man. When I found out, I ended up, you know, seeing the nurse one time, and she asked me about my cell partner, and I told her who he was, and she was like, you know, he crazy. You know, he crazy. You know, he been stalking me. He been stalking me. I'm telling you, I'm just waiting for him to do something else right now. He write me one more letter, write me one kite on here. I'm gonna get him locked up. He scares me. I don't know. He from my neighborhood or he from my city, and he think he know me, and he be trying to. I don't want him. And she just went on and on. And I can remember going back to the cell, and I was telling him, you know what I'm saying, man, look, man, you be at that girl, man, that girl don't want you, man, that nurse gonna get you crossed. He was like, man, she like me, man, I'm telling you, man, I know her, man, she know me, woo. He just had it in his mind that he can get her, and he was just gone, you know what I'm saying. And then I've been on institutions, like I say, with dudes, they get the nurse, you know what I'm saying, they get her, you know what I'm saying. I remember one dude, he had this nurse locked in, man. I don't even want to call his name, but he had nurse locked in. I mean, he had it good. I mean, he could go over there. He was going over there every day. You know what I'm saying? He was going over there every day. He was going over there at nighttime. He was doing this thing with her. She had, you know, because they work together. So they're going to watch out for each other. They're going to look out for each other. They're going to hold each other down, watch each other's back. So if you got somebody coming over there that you are involved with or you like, then the other nurse is going to cover for you while you go back in the back and do what you want to do in the examining room or whatever it may be. But man, I remember him coming back to the cell. You know, I was in the cell with another dude that was his homeboy. I can remember him coming to the cell one night, man. I'll never forget it, because I was like, what in the world? Because, you know, we can only have certain things in prison, like as far as clothing or whatever. This was before they took the clothes. So we can only have certain things like jean jackets and Levi's, and, you know, you can have different type of shoes because you can order the shoes or whatnot. But jackets, we can only have like either a jean jacket. What was that jacket called that we used to order from the state? It was a big old jacket, man. I forget the name of it, but somebody gonna remind me, I'm sure, in the comments. We could have a Big Mac. It was a Big Mac. We could get a Big Mac or a jean jacket. That was all we could have as far as jackets went, you know, or coats, or a state coat, you know, which was garbage, you know what I'm saying? But dudes will fix them up, put the little string in the bottom, you know, to make the waistline nice, put the little string all up in the in the collar. I mean, dudes will fix them up, man. Dude, I'm telling you, you got some innovative, creative dudes in there. They would fix up them state jackets. They would get them. They would get a lock in on the property and stuff like that, where they can get dudes to steal the jackets and get them to them. They would get them. They would alter them. Put an inside coat pocket on them. Put the string at the bottom. Put the string around the wrist. Make the coat look somewhat respectable, and they would sell them. and dudes would buy them. You know what I'm saying? Dudes would buy them because even though they in penitentiary, dudes still wanted to look good. Dudes still wanted to feel good. So dudes would buy the coats. I bought them. You know what I'm saying? Because it beat what we had, the alternative. So I can remember, man, we was sitting in the cell, man, and dude, he had, the job that he had gave him access to move around the compound. I guess that's how he ended up cutting into the nurse, because he can move around, building to building. You had to have a certain type of job to do that. So I can remember we sitting in the cell one night, we chilling, he come in our block to our cell, because him and my cellie was homeboys, and they like to smoke their weed. So he come in there. This man come in the cell, man. He got weed. They coming in there to smoke. He talking, he kicking it, he telling them what's going on. But the thing that struck me when he came in the cell, he came in the cell with a leather jacket on. A leather jacket in the penitentiary. I'm like, man, where you get that from? The girl done wore a leather jacket to work and gave it to him. So he go over there, get the leather jacket, put the leather jacket on, put the state coat on top of it, and come back from medical. Now he got a leather jacket on. You know what I'm saying? So where he gonna wear that, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I think, we had night rec. Sometimes he'd go out there, night rec or something. He had a state coat on, pull it off, just so he can flex. You know what I'm saying? Crazy stuff that's gonna get you locked up, stuff that's gonna get you put under investigation. But he just did it because he could do it. You know what I'm saying? So we tripping, he telling us about, yeah, my girl brought it to me, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, da-da-da-da. Which is a no-no anyway, because once you start promoting what you got going on, it's only a matter of time before you going down the drain. Because somebody gonna be jealous, somebody gonna be mad, somebody gonna be, it ain't me, or I like her, or I don't like him, and they gonna put it out there, and to get to the police, they gonna come shake you down, boom, 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 it's over, right? But man, not only that, then he goes in the inside coat pocket and pulls out her panties. He done got her panties, he done took her panties off of her and everything, just to prove that he was actually over there doing what he said he was doing. Man, it was crazy, man. I just remember that just as clear as day. And that dude is still locked up to this day. You know what I'm saying? I've talked to him a couple of times since I've been home, right? And he's still fighting for his liberation or whatnot. All his co-defendants home except for him, but it's crazy though. I can remember that. And then later on, that same dude, like I say, loose lips sink ships. He ended up getting towed off, or somebody told on him with the situation that he had going on. And he ended up getting towed off because they went to his cell to shake him down, because they heard word that he had some type of fraternization going on with the nurse. When they go to shake him down, he also had a large store box. And they go shake him down, he was prepared. He ain't had a coat, none of that type of stuff in there. But he did have some naked photos of her. But he had them hid, and they was hid well. But this is how I know loose lips sink ship. He must have told somebody that he thought he could trust, but he couldn't trust. Because what he had was the pictures hid inside of a Swiss roll box. That is a box of cakes and stuff that we can get in there. Swiss rolls, oatmeal cakes, so on and so forth. So he had opened the box up, put the pictures inside the box, resealed the box with some type of glue or whatever, make it look like it's just a regular box of oatmeal, the Swiss rolls. And he got stacks of them because he got a store box. So he thinking that is a good place, and normally it is. Unless someone have told him this is where you hide your stuff at. So they gonna not only go shake him down, they open up all his boxes of food, all this stuff, and they find the pictures. Lock him up, she get fired. You know what I'm saying? Just like that. You know what I'm saying? Just like that. For one to put your information out there just so you can be looked at in a certain way by people. If you doing something, you doing something. Keep it to yourself. That's the only way you're gonna keep doing it. But dudes want to be known. They want to brag about it. They want to, But yeah, I can remember that, man. I remember that clear as day, man. A nurse. It's just so many nurse situations that I can come up with, man. Because like I say, they the number one, if any, they the number one target in prison where dudes is going to try to get at, because that's where they had the most success. Either the nurses or either the kitchen females. One of the two, those are top top A1 and A2 where dudes is gonna, have their success at getting a woman, but it goes down in there for sure, man. And them nurses, I know they have to know when they come on there. They have to go through the procedure of learning the rules and what not to do and what to do. And they have to have heard all these rumors about, man, this nurse got caught up, or this nurse got fired, or this nurse got walked over here, got walked off the compound for messing with this dude or whatever. It don't matter, because like I say, the law of attraction is always going to be there. There's no way any female, I feel, nurse, CO, counselor, administrator, it's no way you can be on a compound with thousands of dudes and no one is appealing to you. No one. It's just a matter if they cross your path and you get to conversate or whatever. But there's no way. I don't believe that, because like I say, it's human nature. You are going to be attracted to who you are attracted to. And even though you got a job to do, I think human nature is going to supersede that job if it comes down to a meeting, and y'all face to face, and that attraction is there. 9 times out of 10, man, they're gonna act on it, And I've known nurses to be married and their husband is on the compound and they get caught up. They get caught up because, like I say, it's human nature. I've known nurses to be married to lieutenants, captains, majors, and somebody gonna get at them. Somebody is gonna get at them. And then that's where the conflict of interest come in at too, because if they find out or get wind of it, they don't want their wife to get fired. They may, whatever they got going on at home, he probably screaming on her, doing this, doing that, or whatever. But on that compound, if he gonna target you. He's gonna target you. If he got power, he's gonna target you, try to get you crossed up, try to get you locked up for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? Just to keep you away from his wife. And yeah, man. And I've known dudes, like I say, pull them nurses and get married to them. I've known nurses that quit. I've told y'all in one of my stories, I remember telling you about, this one nurse that came on there and her name just started just binging, because they were saying that she was just like, super freaky, and she was letting a lot of dudes, gun her, because sometimes them nurses got to come in the building and they got to go from cell to cell passing out medication. And when they do that, it's ample opportunity for all of the gunners, because they going from cell to cell, and they usually escorted by a male officer. And sometimes it's a female officer, but mostly a male officer. But the male officer, female officer, whoever they are, they lazy. They get in there, they get to run in their mouth, they go to the booth, they want to talk, chat, whatever. They supposed to go from cell to cell with the nurse as she goes to the cells. But normally they'll stand at the booth and talk and let the nurse go by herself. Now when she walking by herself, going through 80-some cells, walking by all these cells in there, you can rest assured, somebody done pulled out that thing on her, and called her to the door. Oh, no, you don't get medication. Oh, no, but just let me ask you a question. And she walk up to the door and bang, he naked. Now, it depends on who the nurse is. She may tell. She may call the officer over here, point to the cell, say, he just flashed me, boom, boom, boom. You going to jail. Some of them, they just, boom, get to your cell, look, see what you got going on, see what you doing, and be like, oh, nah, and just walk away. But some of them might stay there. It all depends. It's an insane world we got going on in here in the penitentiary. So this particular nurse that we talking about, they saying that she was going to every cell, and every cell she go to, if somebody got it out, she stand there, look at it, talk to it, critique it, and everything. But she ended up liking this dude that everybody knew, and he, to me, he was like a big old cornball. He was a cool dude, but he was corny as I don't know what. But she ended up liking him, and she ended up quitting her job and coming to see him, and then, he got transferred because they won't having that, and then they ended up getting married, and the best of my knowledge, they, went on happily ever after. I think I heard he got out of prison. Her family had some type of influence out there in the county that she was in, and she ended up getting them out of prison, and they got married, and they together and doing their thing. And I know a lot of situations like that, a lot of situations where I know dudes that's out here right now, they met their wife in prison, and she was a nurse, and they've been married to them, and been together, and they waited for him and got out of prison, and they've been together for a decade or better. You know what I'm saying? A decade or better. I know dudes that met nurses and they stayed with them and quit their job and started coming see them and stayed with them for over a decade more in prison and got out and they're together. You know what I'm saying? So it does work out sometimes. It all depends. You know what I'm saying? But it starts right there. You know what I'm saying? It starts right there in the penitentiary, you know, in that medical, man. So they real skeptical about that medical. But just like all the dudes be trying to get with the women in medical, all the COs that work there is trying to get with the women in medical. So you got them, they like living their life, you know what I'm saying? They getting all the love. Everybody wants them. You know, and unless you somebody like Beyoncé or whoever, where else will you go on the planet where every man wants you? You know what I'm saying? This is the case for all of the nurses in the penitentiary. Because you got dudes on this side who starve for affection, and then you got the dudes in the administration who trying to get them a side piece. So all the attention goes on the nurse. They feel like superstars when they're in there. And that is regardless of what they look like. You know what I'm saying? Because all them nurses is not they not no Beyoncés. You know what I'm saying? So, but the love that they get in there, you know what I'm saying? The attention that they get in there, it has to be overwhelming. It has to be flattering. You know what I'm saying? And they have the option to pick and choose who they want. Because they can just pluck them up. Oh, I like him. I take him. Oh, I'm going to talk to him. They can do that. Or they also have the option to turn on you and to cross you and have you late, super late. You know what I'm saying? Because if they just scream and say, oh, no, he's, you know, being aggressive with me. Oh, no, he said something inappropriate. Oh, no, he wrote me a letter. Or, oh, no, he tried to holler at me. Oh, you gone. You out of there. You know what I'm saying? With the quickness, I'm talking about from the time it comes out of her mouth, they be at your cell within less than 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And with some bags and saying, pack it up. You know, and if they say you touched her or you did something to the nature that was physical, oh, you gone. Yeah, you out of there, and you probably gonna get whooped. You gonna get whooped because one of the COs gonna want to whoop you real good, and you know, just to try to impress the nurse because he might want her. You know what I'm saying? So, man, it's a crazy game, man. It's a crazy game that a lot of people get caught up in too because of the simple fact, like I say. Everybody in there is, you know, they starve for affection. They starve for, you know, human companionship. So, you know, they going for it. You know what I'm saying? They going to take their chances, you know. And like I say, dudes and went over there and got caught up. Dudes and went over there and read the wrong signs and felt like, oh, she liked me. Woo, woo, woo. Or, I know dudes that went over there and said, that, you know, they got back problems or this, that, or the third, where the nurse got to take your shirt off or whatever and massage your back or try to feel out what's going on. And them dudes would get over there and lay down on the table and be getting their back massage or trying to figure out what's going on. And they in the room alone with the nurse, and the nurse will tell them to turn over, and they turn over. And they exposed. And it depends on who the nurse is. I know dudes that went over there and did that, and then they done had success. I know dudes that went over there and they done had a catastrophe. Oh, what are you doing? And run out there and call the people, and the people coming in there, back up, and turn you out the frame. You know what I'm saying? But dudes would do it. They would take that chance, man, because they trying to get in. They trying to get on. They trying to get with them. You know, and you know, like I say, it's a major chance to take, you know what I'm saying? But I guess the risk is worth it to a lot of them, man. But I've never been on a compound where somebody ain't get caught up with them nurses. Either on the convict side or on the administration side. They all get caught up with them nurses. It's like a trap, man. It's like a trap that they drop in there. It's like bait for you. Look, we gonna put these nurses on here young, you know, nice shapes. They wearing tight clothes, they wearing makeup, they wearing fingernails, they wearing perfume, they get their hair done, you know, and dudes is locked up. They looking at them like, man, you know, because the visual, you don't see that. You don't really see it, you know what I'm saying? And mostly, you know, like I said, you're going to have some nurses that's going to be, you know, they're going to be like, you know, but dudes going to find some attraction in them, period, because it's a woman. You know what I'm saying? And you're around a bunch of men all day. And if you are heterosexual, you're going to find something. You know, like I say, man, I say it and people start laughing, but it's true. You can have a woman walk through there, whereas to the normal consensus would be that she's not that attractive, or, you know, her body is not that great, or whatever the case may be. Man, in penitentiary, she gonna walk through there. Somebody gonna say, man, she ain't that bad. Man, man, well, she got this wrong with her, she got that wrong with her, this look like that. Well, she got some nice shoes on. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna happen. And then it's the opposite as well. You know, like I say, you coming into a place where as the female is heterosexual and she around all of these men. You know what I'm saying? Every type of man known to man, she can see. Every type of man known to man, she can look at and pick. And this dude may not normally be attracted to her in the free world. But in here, and she could say, oh, that's the type of man I like, but I can't get him on the street. But in here, I might treat him so nice and show him so much affection that he might be so, you know, overwhelmed with this love that I'm showing him that I can make him love me. I can make him want me. And that's be their philosophy. You know what I'm saying? And it works sometimes. It works sometimes. I don't know no dude that ended up getting with a nurse and marrying her, or you know, getting her, or she quit her. I know some that quit the job and then it didn't work out. But every one of them that I know personally that married a nurse, oh, they was in love. They was in love. Yeah, I'm talking about what kill you for them. You know, and to the best of my knowledge, they all still together. You know what I'm saying? The ones that I knew. You know, and they love their wife. You know what I'm saying? Because of that same type of dynamic that I told you. It worked, whether they was attracted to her or not. But most of them, the ones that I know, they were very attracted to the ones that they end up marrying. But they also had a greater sense of loyalty to them because they came at them at their lowest point at a time that they really needed someone to care about them, to love them, to be there for them. That was that person. And that is a hard thing to overlook when you are going through what you go through in prison. When you're going through all the flammery and skullduggery and larceny and tomfoolery that I tell y'all about, and then you got somebody that will see past that and see you as a human being, see you as a valuable person, someone that needs to be loved and should be loved and should be treated as such. Man, that's a hard thing to overlook, man. You know, that's a hard thing to overlook. That will endear you to anyone. You know, so yeah, it's crazy in there though, man. I'm telling you, it goes down in there with them nurses, man. It happens. I've known nurses that got caught in the act, in the act with inmates and convicts. In the act, they walked up on. You know, because like I say, you have the lieutenants, you have the sergeants, you have the regular officers. They come over to the nurse department all the time, shooting their game. You know, they go on break for lunch and they in the medical department. They want to be nosy. They want to see what's going on over there. They want to see what inmate is over there. They might want to see who over there just so they can blackmail you. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you keep on having such and such over here. Y'all got something going on. And the nurse may get a little nervous because she may have something going on. She may not. But she may get a little nervous just from the accusation that he might go back and whisper to the administration. And now, you know, she's being monitored. She's being watched. So he might use that, oh, I ain't gonna say nothing, you know what I'm saying? Well, yeah, okay, well, you ain't got nobody. Okay, well, what you doing after work? You know, they trying to get, it's a crazy game, and it is a soap opera in there. It is a soap opera to the fullest. I mean, it can stand up beside anything that they used to have out there. Guiding Light, As the World Turns, General Hospital, prison soap opera is going on. Prison soap opera is going on in there every day, man. And yeah, them nurses, man, they if you I wouldn't advise it, but if you were a type of woman that was low on self-esteem, or you know, felt a certain type of way about yourself, oh, you go to prison and all that's gonna be cured. All that's gonna be cured because yeah. I mean, you gonna have a little flack from the people that's gonna be jealous or whatever, they can't get at you, so they may, you know, call you out for your flaws or call you this or call you that. But for the most part, man, women in prison gonna get more attention than they would probably get anywhere else on the planet. You know what I'm saying? On the planet, because dudes, you got thousands of dudes all looking at just a few females. This is the pool that they have to choose from. This is the visual that they have, because everything else is blocked out. Everything else you're going to see on TV. Period. That's it. That's what's going on in prison. So if you like women, if you love women, if you desire women, prison is not going to be the place for you. You need to stay out here on the street. I'm trying to tell you right now, because yeah, that's going to be ripped out of your life when you go behind them walls, man. And yeah, so those nurses, man, they can more than less pick who they want to try to get involved with, you know, and they ain't gonna have too much resistance from the person that they pick. I can guarantee you that, you know what I'm saying, because hey, that's just the nature of where we at, man. So yeah, so it works out for them. You know, it just depends on if they really want that as their career. But I'm assuming that you had to go to some type of training, this, that, and the third, to get to this position. So are you willing to throw all of that away for that? And a lot of times they are. They are willing to throw it away, you know, and a lot of times they come in there for that. So, yeah, man, but it's a crazy, crazy situation, man. It's a crazy situation. But the nurses are valuable in prison for a lot of reasons, you know what I'm saying? A lot of reasons. But they also cause a lot of confusion, a lot of controversy, and a lot of people get crossed up in the pursuit of that type of situation. But it don't stop. It do not stop. It continues to go on every day, everywhere I've been. And then you get a lot of nurses that come in there and they know people in there. They went to school with them. They grew up in their neighborhood. They, you know what I'm saying, had affiliations with them. Their ex-boyfriend is in there. Their baby daddy is in there. All of that type of stuff transpires in there, man. Now, they supposed to let it be known, oh, I got a family member here, oh, my baby father is here, but they don't, because that might not be, if they do that, they can't work on that compound, or they got to ship that person off that compound. So a lot of times they hide that information, but that information will come out because that person going to end up seeing you. That person going to end up knowing you work there. You know what I'm saying? I myself have seen and been around many nurses did, I ain't going to say many, but quite a few nurses did. Either I had known them on the street, or I know somebody who do know them on the street, or I know somebody who used to mess with them on the street. One or the other dynamic, you know what I'm saying? So it's a crazy situation, man. But those type of things right there, you have to be disciplined enough to avoid them, man. Because if you're trying to get out of the penitentiary, these is going to be one of your hurdles that's going to keep you in there just a little bit longer. So, you know, you have to, you know, make a choice, man, what's best for you, you know. And just like the nurses, they make a choice of what's best for them. And I guess that's the way it go. It work out the way it work out, you know. But anyway, man, I want to talk to y'all about them nurses up in the penitentiary. Shout out to all them nurses that go up in there and do what you got to do, man. And if you find love in there, man, more power to you, you know. Salute to all of them, man, because it's definitely a hard job. It's definitely a hard job to do. So, I give them, I commend them for even coming up in there, you know, in a world that they know what they're entering and they still choose to do it. I give you props for that, man. But anyway, man, it's just something else that I wanted to share with y'all, because you already know we on the road to 100K. Let's get there. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell somebody what we got going on over here, man. I appreciate y'all, man. I love y'all, man. I'll be back at y'all in 24 hours. In the meantime, y'all be safe, be smart, make good decisions. We putting that work in 2023. Y'all stay tuned. Some big things coming, man. Big things coming. We always got something that's going to pop up. And stay tuned for the book. And at all times, duck them hooks.
The Banky special.
Yeah, sure.
pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man.
My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.